begins the tour of Reformation Lutheran Church. Imagine you've seen these pictures on the YouTube service worship. This is the outside of the church. So I'm going to walk into the church now. We could use these doors, but speaking of ease of entrance, we just use these doors instead. Guests use the other doors because they look like they're the doors we should use, but I don't know why we don't use those so much. So I'm going to go enter the church now. And as we enter, this is our narthex, where we all gather before service. It's an area with seating for people to come and just kind of relax between services or have coffee. Over there is a green tablecloth underneath the cross, and that's where coffee is made available to us. I'm going to give the camera now to my husband, and he's going to walk around with me as we talk about the church. I do want to say that we have with us this morning, or this afternoon, two little friends that will be accompanying us, and you will probably hear them. So here are our babies, and they will be panting because they are hot. So I'm going to turn this off, and then we're going to walk into those doors into the sanctuary. Okay, this is our sanctuary and our entry area. This is the area through which we process down the main aisle when we process on Sunday mornings. We're going to go down the center aisle. And pause right here at the back of the church and span the sides so you can get a sense of how large our capacity is. You see the beautiful stained glass windows that have been done for us by a local artisan. Each one of them has a different story. They're really very, very precious to us. Now we'll go on back. And we'll pause here at the altar. You see we have the kneeling rails and the pulpit. The altar, and then the lectern. I'm ahead of David's filming. This area here with the font is our baptismal area, where we do baptisms and confession and renewal of baptism. And off to the left, you see the equipment that we use for our rise worship. And if we look up, we see the choir loft. We will go up there pretty soon and see it in a little more detail. Now we're going to walk into the sacristy. This is open. You see there are no doors that close it off from the sanctuary. This is where we robe. We have robes in here. We have preparation area for communion, for homebound communion. And again, the beautiful windows. Coming out of of the sacristy on the other side. There's the pulpit from the back. We're going to go upstairs now into the choir loft. And we can swing around and show you where it is that we will be going. Now we are up in the choir loft, and we can look over the edge and see the rest of the chancel. And this is our pipe organ. You can hear Dakota playing when you listen to our YouTube services. And the pipes. And then we can go up here, and to the right is our sound system set up. Our bell choir plays the bells here. Not sure how many octaves we have, but quite a few. And then the choir sits back here behind the organ and beside the organ. Out of the choir loft onto the second level where we have classrooms. And there's another stairway that we use to come up to access this area. And then when we go down the hall, we see different classrooms. The first one is the high school youth room. They do their own decorating and are very proud of what they do and how they meet and gather, and this is their room. Right then are another classroom, but I think it's often used for choir rehearsal, and the music office, where our musicians, organists, pianists, vocalists are able to do their planning and preparation. This is a classroom for upper grade school level children. All of our classrooms right now are in a complete set of disarray because we aren't having Sunday school right now, and because they're just not set up for Sunday school. But almost every classroom has artwork on it done by some of our incredible artists.
Voiceover Tara here. I just wanted to mention that aside from the high school and middle school or confirmation room, some of these classrooms aren't used as classrooms as much anymore. In the parish hall, which will be shown in a moment, we have some cross-gen Sunday school classes. It's a lot of fun learning about the Bible with all ages together. Sometimes there are other classes for Sunday school that are also held up here. On weekdays, these rooms could house our family promise groups. About once a month we do this. They can come in and get some shelter and support during a rough patch in their lives, and they really utilize those rooms.
This is our confirmation middle school classroom, perfectly comfortable for our very tired middle schoolers to sit and enjoy one another and the teaching that goes on. So we leave the narthex and walk into our parish hall. And the parish hall is used obviously for eating, but also for many, many different things. Confirmation classes are held here. garage sale is held here, you name it, and the parish hall sees it and uses it and does it. It's a very accessible, available room. So now we are going into the office. The office is just off the sanctuary.
Relax, kids. Come on. How's your project going?
This is where Royce constructs and edits and writes all of the important materials that we use for worship and for communicating with the congregation. And there's another desk area for others who might be in working on a Bible study or getting music ready. And then just to the side of this office area is a conference room. Our conference room is used for many, many different things for people inside the congregation as well as those coming in from the outside. It's used for meetings, Bible studies, work groups. Still in the office area, there is a workroom where anyone is allowed to come in and use the material, the devices to create materials for worship, for education, for whatever is needed in the life of this church. And then turning from the workroom are our two clergy offices. This one that I'm looking at now is Pastor Mary's office, our senior pastor's office. It's decorated with sheep, the mighty shepherd. This is the office for our associate pastor. It's all ready. And these, of course, are our mailboxes. Across the hall from our call process chart is our children's room, our area where children can come either during worship or at other times and play. It's geared toward younger age children, but there are children of all ages in here enjoying this space that is just theirs. We do encourage our children to be in worship as long as the parents and they are comfortable with that. And then right next door to the nursery is our kitchen. Now, much like an elevator is high on our list of hopes and wishes and dreams, remodeling of the kitchen is also. You can see how small it is, and yet we manage, both men and women working together, to put out some of the most delicious meals, treats, snacks. This is where our family promise families have access to food to cook when we're not here to serve them.
Voiceover Tara is back again. Anita had some great things to say while she was outside, but they were muffled by the wonderful wind and busy street that we have in front of our church. So I'm just going to tell you everything she said. So right here you see the church, and we're panning over to see our meditation garden that we have. That building way back there is Mark Arts. They're one of our new neighbors. They have really pretty art pieces. A lot of people like to go there and take some art classes. And then this next building is a nursing home. As we go into the meditation garden, we often use this for when we do blessing of the animals. So we would bless our pets, and I really love it personally because we get to all get together and play with our fur babies. And people like to come out here and just rest and reconnect with God through nature. Of course, it's so wonderfully windy, and so you can see that in the plants over here. This next piece that you'll see was from the original church building. So we weren't always in our same church. We used to have a different building. And we have brought back this wall. And people say it's so pretty because we have like our old history with us, and that the congregation before, even though that was a while ago, it's not lost. Like its history is still with us. So even our community members like to use the meditation garden. We often have people say that they like to come and sit over here on this little bench, and they can just rest and pray and reflect on things that are going on in their lives and connect with God through nature. The little part of this building is St. George Orthodox Church. It's a very large church with a wonderful congregation. This is our playground, and it was made possible by the memorial gift of Dr. George Tiller. Just like our meditation garden, the playground is used by both our congregation and others outside of it. Some of these things I like to paraphrase what she said, but I loved how Anita said, "Sunday mornings this place is a bloomin'." She was 100% correct. Back there's a little building, and that's our garage that we keep our maintenance equipment like lawnmowers and stuff like that. This is our basketball court. Often on weekday evenings, we will have lots of young men and middle-aged men out here to play basketball. Just on the other side of those trees and a road is a neighborhood, so it's probably a lot of neighborhood people stopping by. This basketball court is well loved. This is our awesome digital sign that we got not too long ago to welcome our visitors. We hope that you've enjoyed our online tour and that it has given you a picture of the church that we are and the church that we hope to become. Thank you so much.